Hey, race fans! Can't keep my stopwatch up here, my God. Alright. Man. Hey, glad you guys all came back to see me. We've had all kinds of problems. The bathroom on the back straightaway plugged up, and oh my God, when Connie gets that bill, she ain't gonna be very happy, I'm gonna tell you. I'm sure she will be praying a lot. And I guess that's good because we could use all the prayers we can get. Well, anyway, the last show, I brought up Ray Haroon, Ray Haroon, who won the first Indy 500, and he was an engineer, and he designed and engineered a bank track down in Florida. And then I mentioned Robbie Gordon, who couldn't remember his name at the time. And I'm telling you, this guy is unreal. He's done more for racing. I mean, he goes racing all over the world. And I don't know where his money comes from, but he's doing really well. And so that's just the way that works, you know. I mean, God dang stopwatch messing me up. I'm telling you, the sucker's bouncing all over the place. Won't cooperate. Okay, anyhow, so, and then it was Eddie Cheevers. They called the Indianapolis Motor Speedway a living organism. And I really can't argue with that. And I ain't got my lights on. Holy cow. Anyhow, okay, so anyway, I was right there at Robbie Gordon, or the living organism thing, Eddie Cheevers, and that's what he said. And I'll tell you what, I can't argue with that, okay? I mean, I've been going to that speedway since 1962, and I've seen almost everything you can imagine down there. But anyway, that was true. And then the other thing is, that a few of you have, you know, the subscriptions are coming in pretty slow. And, you know, it's okay. But here's the thing. Them guys back there, you know, they get excited. And if you would, just please, I mean, I hope I earned enough, whatever. Anyway, would you please push the subscribe button if you enjoy the show? And it don't cost you a dime, okay? So anyway, we got that all covered. Now, let's go back to the millionaire daredevil, Joe Boyer. This is episode 2. And the thing is, you know, he was a qualifier. He sat on the front row in the 1924 Indy 500. And he sat on the front row twice. Maybe he wasn't on the pole. It says, but anyway, he was on the front row twice. In 1924, he definitely was on the front row. And old Fred Duesenberg, he said, man, that guy can get more out of a car than anybody else I know. He's one of the best drivers. I mean, he just thought he was, not only that, he had plenty of money. But he brought a whole bunch of talent with him. And he was fearless, actually. So anyway, the Duesenberg brothers, they was in a little bit of a bind because Chevy brothers were kicking their tail. And, I mean, they was making them look real bad. And then here comes this guy named Miller. I can't think of his first name. I'll correct it in the next show. But this guy, I mean, he was the man down there, you know, they building race cars. And he was selling race cars, and he was just getting started, and boy, everybody knew that this guy's going to be a threat. So anyway, Duesenbergs were in big trouble, and they had money. They didn't have, but anyway, they were developing a supercharger for the engine. And so the supercharger had a little distraction there. The dang cat must have caught a mouse or something. Anyhow, oh man, whoa, oh, now the cat's messing with my light. Oh man, okay, anyway, did you knock that off? What the heck's the matter with you, huh? Oh, dang cat. So anyway, they was developing this supercharger, and they didn't have and Joe, he got wind of it, and he thought, that sounds good. Sounds like they're onto something. So he went to the Duesenberg brothers, or they went to him. I don't know which way it went. And anyway, he left the Chevrolet brothers, and he went to the Duesenberg brothers, and he brought his money and everything with him. And then he was supplying the funding to develop the supercharger in 1923. So, and Duesenbergs needed to turn their whole racing program around, and they was in big trouble. And so Boyer did that. And then I just skipped through a lot of notes here. So anyway, old Fred Duesenberg, he says, you know what, he don't have a tub of money. He ain't afraid to spend it, that's for sure. And but he's got talent. You know, he says, Fred Duesenberg said he was a wild man. You know, and he could get more out of a race car than anybody else. I mean, Fred Duesenberg was hot on him. And Fred Duesenberg says he knows how to push the accelerator to the floor and hold it there. You know, and then he said, Boyer get out there and he just wear out the competition. As long as the car would hold together, you got Boyer ain't gonna break, but everybody was running against him and got all tuckered out. I mean, these cars were rough to drive, man. It was, it wasn't like it is today. So anyway, Fred, he had 3 supercharged cars that he built, and Boyer was the fastest, naturally, and then the other 2, and Boyer was on the front row, and the flag dropped, the flag dropped, the green flag dropped from the Indy 500, and Boyer, I mean, that blower and everything, I imagine it was really something to hear. And I imagine she was just a singing, and it was running fantastic, and he jumped into the lead. But on the second lap, he sheared a pin in his blower, and he was done for the day. She was all over. And the number 2 car they had, well, they broke a pin or something, or a bolt broke or something in the steering, and he hit the wall. So now they got 2 cars out of the race, the Duesenberg brothers, and they still had one in, and he's running 4th. And so Fred went to Boyer and says, hey, we're going to bring him in, we're going to put tires on it, and we're going to fuel it, and now you're going to drive it. And you go get your goggles and get ready to go, because we're going to be bringing him in here, okay? And then he told him, he says, look here, Joe, I want you to put the ship to the front, and I don't care if you burn it up. We're either going to win this thing or we're going to burn it up. Well, Boyer really didn't need to be told that, I mean, Boyer, he was a lead foot. I mean, when you build a car for Boyer, you better hang on, because it better hold up, because that guy's going to drive it to the absolute limits. He was a madman. He was crazy. Whatever. You put him in a race car, and So anyway, Boyer got in at lap 112. Okay, he got in the car and he goes out. And of course, Fred didn't really have to tell him, But anyway, he did have instructions from the car owner, either burn the thing up or win this thing. Okay? And and by lap 177 or 71, it doesn't really matter, lap 170, let's just say that, Boyer took the lead. Okay? And there was 30 laps to go, and the car held up, and the engine held up, and everything held up. And Boyer was the first co-driver to ever win the Indy 500. And I'll have the guy's name that he relieved in the next show. And he won. And it was the fastest Indy 500 in the history at that time. 1924 was the fastest Indy 500, and Boyer won it. And of course, the thing is the co-driver. And he won the race. And then, you know what, the engine was still running and everything. But Boyer didn't care. We either blow up or we're going to win it. I don't give a hoot. Well, heck, he had all the money in it, right? It was his money. I mean, what the heck? He just wanted to win the Indy 500, or he just wanted to win a race. He didn't give a heck where they were at. I mean, the stories, the things, this guy was crazy. And board tracks were nuts. You had to be out of your mind. But anyway, with all that being said, we're going to close up the show. I mean, I got to go. Geez, old Pete Tiny's got things going on. And I got to keep her happy, because when that bill for that septic tank back there and the repairs we had to make, when that bill comes in, oh my land. And she don't even know we were back there, okay? She's up in the office. And she's happier than hell right now, but I'll tell you what, when that bill comes in, oh cow. So anyhow, man, I'm so glad you guys sticking with me. I mean, you guys are. You guys are supporting me, and I'm having a good time. And we're going to keep having a good time. And that's the reason we haven't been on the air, because of all these problems and stuff. And it just took up way too much of my time. I just couldn't get you guys in. But now we're back to going, and the back stretch bathroom works perfect, and we got the concession stand. Man, boy, that day baby hums, and we can expand on it with all the extra stuff that Toby put in it. And you know, and the bills will get paid. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. And we do pay our bills. But anyhow, you know, when you're going down the street, you know, say hi. You know, see somebody, say hi. You know, if you're walking along, you know, I just did that the other day. Was at a parking lot, and the cars were everywhere, and this woman jumps out there. I said, holy cow. And I said, hey, honey, I'm coming with you, you know. And we talked as we crossed the thing. I said, well, you'll cover that side, I'll cover this side, and if we both make it, we both make it. And we made it, and we laughed, and we kid. You know, just make somebody's day. You know, just make somebody's day. God will love you. Believe me. I really honestly believe that. See you next time.